The 12s must soak up every snap from one of our most dominant trench warriors this year. A key piece of our recent title run just made a final decision regarding his career, meaning we only have months left with him terrorizing opposing quarterbacks. Drop a like and subscribe to help us hit 1,000 subscribers. DeMarcus Lawrence confirmed the 2026 season will be the final year of his professional career. This news came directly from a discussion with Yahoo reporter Jori Epstein, marking the end of a long journey for the defensive end. Entering his 13th NFL season, Lawrence has made a significant impact in the Emerald City as a key piece of a championship squad. We have seen him excel as a rare run-defending force who demands respect from every offensive line in the league. It is quite a shift for us fans to process this reality, given how vital his professionalism and dedication were to our recent success. And honestly, the fact that he was nearly retired earlier this offseason makes this announcement feel even more significant. He fought through a difficult stretch during his time with the Cowboys to arrive in Seattle, where he found a rhythm that helped him secure 6 sacks and 3 forced fumbles last year alone. Knowing he is hanging up his cleats after this season forces us to look at our defensive depth with a new perspective. Can we reasonably expect the same pass rush intensity now that the timeline is set? While his 85 PFF grade from last season proves his value as an elite run defender, we have to consider if the team needs to accelerate their plans for a replacement. With the trade deadline approaching, does this announcement put added pressure on management to secure a successor sooner rather than later? This transition is going to change how we watch every snap Lawrence takes throughout the remaining months of his career. I wonder if we are looking for a long-term fix, should the focus be on aggressive scouting now, or are we comfortable letting this play out naturally through the end of the year? DeMarcus Lawrence reached his decision to retire after the 2026 campaign because the physical toll of 13 seasons has finally outweighed his desire to keep competing on Sundays. Spending time with his many children back in Texas serves as his primary motivation for stepping away. A choice many of us can certainly respect given the years he sacrificed on the gridiron. And here's why that's a big deal for our organization. He was not originally planning to be here this long. He actually considered walking away earlier this offseason, opting to return only after a last-minute change of heart that kept him in Seattle for one more run at a title. We should appreciate that specific commitment because he logged 6 sacks and 3 forced fumbles last year alone, proving he still has plenty left in the tank for a final push. Financially, this path clears $10.5 million of salary cap room for 2027, which gives our front office, led by Jody Allen, some breathing room to find a viable successor. Can you imagine the defensive line without his veteran leadership in the locker room? The coaches surely view his departure as a calculated risk, knowing his pass rushing efficiency will naturally dip from his stellar 39 pressure performance in 2025. Does this early notice change our draft strategy or trade deadline needs? I think it forces management to be aggressive right now while he still anchors our front 7 alongside Leonard Williams. His high-level run defense, which earned an 85 grade from PFF, remains his signature mark, yet the team must start planning for life after number 0 today. Watching him suit up for his final season is bittersweet, but at least we now have a clear timeline to honor his tenure properly. Moving from the raw announcement to the specific implications, we have to address what this means for the franchise timeline. Understanding the full picture of the roster, we now face the reality that our defensive line will lose its anchor after this season, necessitating an immediate shift in how the front office views the upcoming trade deadline. Could we see general management hunting for a replacement sooner than anticipated to ensure a smoother transition for our defensive unit? And this is the part that gets me, considering how rarely we find someone who possesses both the elite run-stopping prowess evidenced by his league-leading 85 grade from PFF and the veteran presence of a 13-year professional. His ability to remain a disruptive force at this stage of his career has been a highlight. But we must acknowledge that relying on his heavy snap count is likely unsustainable as his final year progresses. Planning for the future is now the priority, meaning upcoming games against division rivals will be scrutinized to identify young talent ready to step into that void. The financial relief of $10.5 million in salary cap space provides options, yet no amount of money replaces the professionalism he brought to the locker room during our Super Bowl run. Will his limited rotation strategy impact our chances against high-powered offenses throughout the remainder of the season? Probably. Watching him perform, knowing this is his grand finale, changes the entire viewing experience. Losing that caliber of edge rusher makes it difficult to maintain the same level of dominance we have grown accustomed to seeing during his time in the Pacific Northwest. Retiring after the 2026 season allows DeMarcus Lawrence to finish his professional journey entirely on his own terms. Having navigated through 13 grueling seasons, he has earned the right to step away while still performing at a high level. That specific stability is a massive benefit for our defensive unit, as it provides clarity for the entire coaching staff. We are essentially gifted a full year of elite run defense, which is something we should treasure rather than fret over. And I'll be straight with you. The prospect of losing his veteran leadership at the line of scrimmage is a bitter pill to swallow. The obvious risk here centers on how his physical durability will hold up throughout a long punishing schedule at 34 years of age. If he suffers any setback, the defense faces an immediate void that might be impossible to fill mid-season. Analysts around the league have already begun questioning whether the front office should lean on existing depth or hunt for an impact veteran to bolster the rotation before the deadline. Names like Leonard Williams remain vital, but the front office might need to explore options if Lawrence shows signs of fatigue earlier than expected. While the financial relief of over $10 million in 2027 cap space offers flexibility, money does not translate into on-field production. What I really think is that we might be underestimating his remaining fire. Many believe the decline is imminent, yet his performance last year suggests he still holds enough intensity to anchor this front seven for one final push toward the Lombardi. Does this news fundamentally change our expectations for the defense this year, or is it just the natural conclusion to a legendary career? His legacy is secure, but the challenge now is maximizing every single snap he takes in a Seahawks uniform. When you combine the news from Jori Epstein with the reality of our current roster, the path forward for this organization becomes clear regarding its defensive identity. Planning for life after DeMarcus Lawrence allows our front office to approach the trade deadline with a surgical focus that benefits our long-term goals. We should view his final season as an opportunity to witness a professional masterclass while management sets the stage for a new era on the edge. Knowing he earned an 85 PFF grade as a run defender last year, seeing him suit up in 2026 feels like a victory lap for a player who gave everything to our recent Super Bowl run. And the more I look at this, the clearer it becomes that his choice to retire grants us $10 million in cap space that could redefine our defensive core for the next 3 seasons. You might wonder how we balance his veteran presence against the need to develop younger prospects during these final games. Do you believe our coaching staff should prioritize giving younger backups more snaps now? Or should we lean fully on Lawrence to maximize his remaining effectiveness until the very end? Furthermore, does his decision to step away convince you that we must aggressively pursue a replacement via trade? Or are you confident our current rotation can fill that void naturally next year? I am genuinely curious to hear your thoughts in the comments below as we navigate this transition together. If you enjoyed the video, do not forget to like it and subscribe to the channel. We are still pushing toward our first 1,000 subscribers, and every one of you helps us get there. Go Hawks! I'll see you in the next one. Thanks again for all the incredible support you have shown throughout this long season.